Batman and Robin, issue 24, legacy number 90. Philip Kennedy Johnson writing with Miguel Medoncha on the art, as well as a couple of pages by Carmine D. Giandomenico, as all these issues have had. And this is actually wrapping up our Memento arc. This is bringing this all to a head. And you've got Robin in his little makeshift mask helping some of the sewer kids. Well, that's not what they're called. That's what I'm calling them.
They're the irregulars, but yes,
the irregulars.
I do think it's funny. We're gonna call them the sewer kids.
Yeah, that's what I think of them as now. So Damien has to go back because Batman and Lautrec are like tied up, and the reason why Bruce is seeing his parents' murder, and she's seen it as well, is that this is like what's been evoked here. It's like Memento saying, hey, like, the death of these people is kind of what's led to all the craziness in Gotham, and so that's kind of what it's been all building up to. Because all of the things that he's been mimicking with these crimes have all been tragedies that have happened in Gotham. So I think the idea is that he's going to kill these two as like, you're the recreation of the Wayne's murders. But we get a reveal here because we've been talking a lot about Memento taking the detective that Bruce was like sort of studying under back in the day, and the reveal here is that it's actually the other student that was in the class, or as they say class, you know what I mean, like, because it was a group of them. It wasn't just him and Lautrec.
He was an actual officer, right? That was with the professor.
Oh, right, sure, he was an actual officer. Fair enough.
Yeah. He was an officer with them, and he went missing after the Bly thing happened,
Yeah, and he set a bunch of evidence in the, in the Blythe, apartment and stuff like that, so that it would all look like him. And it was fairly misleading. Yeah, I mean, I think my only critique of this is that I barely remembered who this guy was. So I was like, okay, yeah, I think I remember this guy being around, but it wasn't someone that's been in my head a lot as we've been reading these issues. But it's like, no. So Blythe's actually just, like he wasn't the one that was taken over. It was this guy instead, and he's been doing all this. So yeah, we get a lot of crazy art of like, Memento with all the arms coming out of his back and all this red light of the visions of Gotham crumbling around them and all that stuff. It's all very good. So
it was reminding me of Indiana Jones a lot. Not just because not just because Lautrec and Bruce are tied to the post, right? But just where the story goes, where these things happen that are kind of inexplicable, and Bruce just has to kind of accept them as there are things even beyond Batman, right? And it just kind of goes into that thing with Indiana Jones where, you got to trust that closing your eyes is going to work, and there are things beyond him and his understanding of history. And, I don't want to believe that that's an accident by Johnson here. So, those are the vibes I was picking up on.
Yeah, I think you're bringing some personal stuff to that connection, frankly, but that's okay. Yeah, but Batman, like, she hears a sound and she's like, what was that noise? And he's like, oh, that was my, was it carpal metacarpal? I have a hand free. And so he's trying to like break out, but there's a great bit here where they're still like down there and Memento's like threatening them with a gun and whatnot. And Robin is like up, like almost doing like a Dark Knight Returns style pose in front of the lightning that's happening down here in the red skies. So like Robin's coming in and like Batman's like, oh, we have to be ready like to help Robin when he gets here to like free us. And sure enough, like Batman actually grapples Robin's arm when he gets like sent flying over the giant opening that's now formed in the ground. So yeah, lots of big like action here. The art's really like singing quite a bit in terms doing lots of crazy big action moments. And then ultimately, it's actually like seemingly, because I mean, obviously with the reveal earlier on that Blythe wasn't the one that was like overtaken. I think I just assumed, oh, he's dead then, and has been dead for years.
Yeah.
But he seems to show up here, and the big moment is that he shoots Memento in the face, and that it breaks the mask off.
Yeah.
And lands on the ground, and we get this panel of what seems to be Blythe, who does not look red. So everyone behind them's like all these red ghosts, effectively, like the visions we've been seeing throughout the entire story. And he's standing there with the gun. That said, though, his lettering is notable. His lettering is not that of a normal person speaking. It's got kind of a creepy, ghost like vibe to it.
He's from another realm. Not another realm, but like he's detached from our reality, right? Because it's not quite the Memento lettering, but it's closer to that than Bruce's and Lautrec's.
Yeah.
So
I mean, the way he kind of talks, he says like, "I've crossed oceans in this hellish place." It kind of sounds like he went into like this other hell dimension or something, and he's been there with all these ghosts for all these years. And he's like popped back out, picked up the gun, and shot him. And then all the red ghosts like charge at him and like basically dive him down into the giant pit where there's a giant tentacle looking Cthulhu thing at the bottom. So yeah, lots going on here. I almost like look forward to reading this again from start to finish in one like or two sittings to take it all in, because I feel like there's a lot of like weird little details here that I'm like wondering if they'd pay off even better if everything was fresh in my head, because there's been a lot of moving parts to this storyline.
Well, because all the people that are there, right? Some of them are recognizable in that they're the victims of Memento, right? You have the cultists there on the right. Yeah, they were the ones that he claimed when this all started. When we got the backstory. So it's like, are these guys really here? Did Bruce see these red ghosts charge after Memento, or is this something that only Bly is seeing? Right? Is it something only Memento seeing?
It's a very good question. It's a very good question. Are these red ghosts actually there physically in some form, and are they actually physically charging this person? Honestly, I find that very tough to say, and like how much Batman and the others like perceived that. But afterwards, like Batman basically admits, there's things that are, like you say, beyond him to Lautrec, and he just kind of has to trust various things. But obviously, it's kind of frustrating reading that though, because that's kind of what we were saying the entire arc is like, Batman, you've seen supernatural things. Why are you so insistent that this isn't supernatural?
Right.
But he's like, hey, if it was just Daniels all along relying on urban legends and hallucinogens, he's dead. And if Memento is real, which he seems hard to dispute at this point, then he's now deprived of a host because now Daniels is gone. So he's still kind of like both sides in it a little bit and saying, maybe it was just a bunch of hallucinogens and like we were all just like super high on this poppy.
Yeah.
But basically, they have a bit of a nice moment here at the end where he thanks her for helping, and she basically says, that Damien, she doesn't know he's Damien, of course, but she's like, oh, Robin remains. I love that she keeps calling him Jack, because that's who she thinks Batman is this Jack guy, because that was the alias he was using back then. It's a really fun thing, because it's like, she's figured out who he is, but because she never met him as Bruce, she doesn't know Batman's Bruce Wayne. She only knows Batman as this guy Jack that she used to know. I like that little layer to it. But yeah, Batman's out the scene, of course, as he does. And the end of this is we return to something we had right at the very start of all this, which was Damien drawing a comic about Batman and Robin. And he basically just says, yeah, Batman and Robin are together again, stronger than ever. And Damien is choosing to be both son of Batman and son of Bruce Wayne, and wants to be both, be a part of both sides of his heritage. So, and so we get a new arc next time.
I really like that too, because he wants to be like his father's parents, who were healers, right? Protecting Gotham as Grandfather Wayne, which is funny calling him that, Grandfather Wayne. And then also that Damien has his own like mystery casebook, right? Where he talks about the two mystery graves, the riddle on the gravestones behind Gotham Cathedral, the old man who dances with ghosts in Robinson Park. Right, and it's his own things to go off of in the way that Bruce had his own things.
Yeah.
So he also gets to be his own person despite wanting to be his father's son. And I just thought it was a really like heartwarming sentiment here at the end.
Yeah, and I don't think the credits for the art mentioned a different artist for the last couple of pages, so I think that's still...
Let me look, because I think I remember seeing Junie Ba's name somewhere.
Oh no, it does. Sorry, it's on a different line. That's my fault. Because I saw the GIANDOMENICO credit, but yeah, you're right. The line under that's Junie Ba for the last few pages. I was about to say, God damn it, what's his face? MENDONCA really changed up his style for those last few pages. But yeah, fair enough. That makes more sense. No, very nice. It was a solid end to the arc. I think a lot of the discovery of the arc was maybe the stronger part of it rather than the big action at the end. But the art is gorgeous throughout all this action.
Yes.
It's very creepy and feels like Batman's descended into almost like there's a hellmouth under Gotham and they're right at the edge of it, and that's where the story's taking place here, which is kind of fun. But I'm excited to see what Johnston's got planned for his next arc.
Yeah.
So cool.
Sure.
What are you rating Batman and Robin, Matt?
It was an 8.5.
Yeah, I bet. Oh, I think I'm just gonna go the straight 8. I think it's great. But yeah, I think there's been a few stronger issues throughout the arc, so I'm just gonna go the straight 8 for this one.